What if I told you that the experience of death isn't just an ending, but a state you could explore, understand, and learn from right now while you're still alive? What if the very thing we fear most holds the key to unlocking your greatest potential? This isn't about morbid curiosity. It's about discovering a profound pathway to transformation, using an ancient technique that has been hidden for centuries, but is now being revealed. It's not just about understanding what happens when we die. It's about fundamentally changing how we live by accessing a state akin to death itself. This is about real, tangible change you can bring to your life. Imagine a way to intentionally access a deep, transformative state, not by dying, but by entering what is known as a state akin to sleep. This isn't about literal sleep, but a specific state of consciousness, a gateway to your subconscious mind, where deep reprogramming and profound personal shifts become possible. This is a space where you can shed old limiting beliefs and create a new reality, one night at a time. We're setting the foundation for a nightly practice, a ritual that aligns with the natural rhythm of going to sleep, using the quiet space between wakefulness and slumber to directly influence your inner world. This is not a modern invention, but a technique woven into the fabric of ancient traditions and wisdom, concealed from the mainstream yet readily available if you know where to look. This powerful practice has been obscured, making it feel like a secret, known only to those who seek deeper truths. Now, let me ask you this. Is this just about preparing for the inevitable, or about creating the life you truly desire right now? This technique isn't about escaping life, but about engaging with it more fully. It's a journey of self-discovery, where understanding the experience of death becomes a powerful catalyst for transformation. It's about overcoming limitations, finding lasting inner peace, and aligning yourself with your deepest aspirations. It reveals a pathway to not just understanding the nature of consciousness, but consciously shaping your reality, transcending surface-level advice to go deep within. This isn't just about a superficial change in your thoughts and beliefs. It's about a profound metamorphosis, dying to the old, limited self to make space for the new, powerful version of you. The power to reshape your life lies within the nightly death of sleep and rebirth that comes with a new intention, a concept we will explore further. Our subconscious mind is immensely powerful, and it holds the keys to our deepest desires, yet it's difficult to access directly. The state akin to sleep is an opportunity. It's a window into that subconscious space, making it pliable and receptive. This technique will be a method to intentionally access and directly influence the subconscious in a way that's normally inaccessible, creating profound and lasting change. This is about actively setting intentions, not just passively wishing or hoping, but planting the seeds of your desires in the fertile ground of your subconscious. It is about deliberately aligning yourself with the reality you want to experience and stepping out of the victim mindset, becoming the conscious creator of your own destiny. The interplay between your inner world of thoughts and emotions and the outer world is not a mystery. It can be directly influenced by using this technique, a tool that helps you shift your perception of what is possible, thus shifting your reality. And most importantly, this is not a one-time event. It's a nightly practice, a repetition of the process which reinforces the changes you want to create and trains your subconscious mind to accept your intentions, acting as a powerful self-reprogramming tool, much like a daily workout for your spirit. But let's add a layer. What if the key to unlocking your potential is hidden within that very experience of death? This ancient technique is deceptively simple, yet incredibly powerful, overlooked by most because its wisdom has become forgotten or shrouded in mystery. The secret to a fully realized life is not something you might expect. It is a practical tool, not just interesting theory, a method to be used in your current life that can bring about real, tangible change. And a vital part of this technique involves setting your intentions, but just as importantly, it also involves letting go of the outcome. Once the intention is set, it is important to detach from it, trust the process, and understand that clinging too tightly will actually block the manifestation. In the rest of this video, I'm going to reveal exactly what this ancient technique is, how you can use it, and how you can directly apply it to create the transformation you seek right now in your life. Let's delve deeper into this state akin to sleep, this gateway to the subconscious. This isn't just about drifting into unconsciousness. It's a very particular state of awareness, a kind of liminal space where your conscious mind begins to quiet and your subconscious becomes more accessible. It's like that hazy moment just before you fully fall asleep, where thoughts and images begin to float freely, that feeling of drifting, of timelessness. You may have even experienced hypnagogic imagery, those fleeting visuals that appear as you transition from wakefulness to sleep. This isn't a place of mental fog, but rather a very specific state of heightened receptivity, a place where your subconscious mind is most open to suggestion, like a fertile field ready to receive the seeds of intention. It's a state you've likely encountered countless times, making it both familiar and yet still holding incredible untapped potential. Think of it as that moment just before the curtain rises, a space of possibility where transformation becomes easier, more natural. Now, what if I told you this state isn't a new discovery, but rather a concept that has been valued for centuries? Ancient cultures understood the profound power that resides within this liminal space. Yogic traditions, for instance, use deep meditation practices to reach similar states of consciousness, accessing a deeper level of awareness through practices that calm the mind and body. Shamanic practices across different cultures utilize similar techniques, employing trance-like states to connect with the spirit world and access deeper insights. Even the ancient mystery schools understood the value of this state, utilizing specific rituals to facilitate shifts in consciousness and access inner wisdom. This isn't just some fringe concept, it's a thread woven through ancient wisdom, recognized as a portal for spiritual insight, for personal transformation. It's a timeless practice that has been refined over centuries. The understanding of this state is not new, but a hidden key to profound self-discovery that's accessible to everyone. It demonstrates that we're building on a firm foundation of tried and true methods. From a more scientific perspective, as you move into this state akin to sleep, your brainwave patterns begin to change. Your brain slows down from the more active beta waves of waking consciousness to the more relaxed alpha and theta waves, and this shift allows your subconscious to become more receptive to suggestion. These brainwave patterns correspond with a state of deep relaxation and heightened receptivity, and it's in this very state that your brain becomes most impressionable. It's a biological phenomenon that mirrors the ancient spiritual practices, showing us that accessing the subconscious is not just a metaphysical idea, but is rooted in observable scientific principles. This isn't just about wishful thinking. It's about understanding how your brain naturally operates and using that knowledge to your advantage. We're bridging ancient wisdom with the science of the mind, making the process more tangible. Therefore, consider this state akin to sleep as a powerful gateway to your subconscious, a door that only opens under very specific conditions. It's a place where you can directly access your beliefs, your habits, your patterns of thinking, and where you can begin to rewrite them. It's an opportunity to reshape your reality from the inside out. This isn't about drifting passively in some dreamlike state. It's about actively engaging with your inner world, about harnessing the full potential of your subconscious mind to create lasting change in your life. It is not an escape, but a point of access, a radio frequency that allows you to tune into a deeper channel. Now let's explore the power of intention, the conscious force that shapes reality. Intention is not merely a wish or a passing thought, but a focused direction of your energy, the deliberate act of directing your mind towards a desired outcome. It's the first step in the manifestation process, a declaration to yourself and to the universe about what you want to create. It's more than simply wanting something. It's a clear and focused direction of your thought and energy. It's like aiming a bow and arrow, focusing your energy on the target with absolute precision. It's the mental equivalent of planting a seed, a conscious act that initiates the process of manifestation. This understanding of focused intent is the key for understanding the core process of the technique we'll be exploring. And where do these intentions land? The subconscious mind acts like a receptive field for these intentions, a fertile ground where the seeds of your thoughts take root. The subconscious doesn't filter information or judge it. It simply accepts what you feed it, much like a garden that grows whatever seeds are planted, regardless of what type of seed they might be they positive or negative. This is a crucial understanding, as it means whatever intentions you consistently plant, your subconscious mind will accept as true and start creating the reality to match. It's an incredibly powerful tool, but it's also a reason to be conscious of the kind of thoughts you feed it. The subconscious is always working, whether you're aware of it or not, which is why it's important to take conscious control of the process and cultivate the seeds of your choosing, and choose to plant positive, empowering intentions that serve you. So how do we make these seeds take root? Repetition. Repetition is the key to reprogramming your subconscious mind, to bypassing the resistance of your conscious mind and installing a new belief system. It's like carving a new path through a forest. The more times you walk it, the clearer it becomes, the more ingrained it becomes. With each repetition, you create new neural pathways, transforming your beliefs into automated behavior. This isn't about some mental exercise, but rather about rewiring your brain so that your desired changes become natural, become automatic. It's through consistent practice that you ingrain these patterns into your being. This is also why the nightly ritual is so important, so you can begin building this pattern consistently. Therefore, this nightly ritual that we've been discussing is crucial. Consistent practice at the same time each night reinforces your intentions, increasing the effect of this technique. The specific timing of it is significant. This process aligns with the natural rhythms of your body and mind, linking the state akin to sleep to the process of reprogramming the subconscious. This is not just a random exercise, but a deliberate practice that enhances the effect of the intention and repetition, because it creates a pattern that your mind can recognize and rely upon. You are essentially teaching your subconscious mind that this is your new normal, and it reinforces the idea of a nightly ritual that is naturally integrated into your routine. Now, let's talk about death. Not as the end, but as a transition, a shift from one state of being to another, much like the state akin to sleep. Every night as we fall asleep, we transition from one state of awareness to another. We die to our waking consciousness and enter the dream world. And when we awaken, we are reborn into the waking world. So the concept of death isn't necessarily an ending, but more of a transition point, a natural process. This lays the foundation for understanding the metaphorical significance of death and rebirth, transforming it from something that we may fear into something that we can embrace. This isn't about literal death, but rather a symbolic death of the old self to give rise to something new. It is very important to note this is not just about something that will happen in the future, it is something you can experience every single night. So then, what must die? It's the old you. The old self, with its limitations, its fears, its self-imposed beliefs. You must die to old habits and patterns in order to be reborn into a new reality. This is not a morbid idea, but a necessary step in personal transformation. Think of specific, relatable examples. Maybe you're holding on to the belief that you're not good enough, or that you're not capable of achieving your goals, or that you're undeserving of abundance. These are self-imposed limitations, chains that bind you to the past, and you must let them go. You must actively choose to die to them and embrace a new narrative, a new perspective about who you are and who you can be. It's a shedding of the old, making way for the new. This is a process you can intentionally engage with every single night. When the old dies, what is born? The new you. The death of the old self makes way for the emergence of a new, empowered version, one that's aligned with your true potential. This process creates new opportunities and new possibilities for growth. The state akin to sleep is fertile ground for this transformation, the ideal place to plant new seeds of potential to create the reality you want. It's like the phoenix rising from the ashes. The new you emerges, more empowered, more aligned with your desires. This cycle of death and rebirth is a continuous process, not a one-time event. The potential to create a desired reality through conscious intention is always available to you. This is not some far-off possibility, but an ongoing process you can engage with daily. Think of a caterpillar transforming into a butterfly, a complete metamorphosis, a beautiful example of death and rebirth in nature. Or imagine a seed planted in the earth, a seemingly lifeless thing that grows into a mighty tree. It goes through a cycle of decay to produce new growth. These natural processes mirror the human journey of transformation, each death making way for a rebirth. The state akin to sleep is where you begin this process, and aligning it with the nightly cycle of sleep makes it natural. Transformation doesn't happen overnight. It's a gradual process, an unfolding, a natural cycle that you can harness for your own benefit, like a seed growing into a tree. This aligns with the natural world around us and the power that this technique unlocks. Now, before I reveal the specific technique, let me emphasize this key point. The true power of this technique is unlocked only with the right mindset. If your mind is cluttered, if your thoughts are scattered, the technique will be less effective. The technique itself is simple, incredibly so, but it is not a magic bullet. You must prepare your mind to receive it. We're not just sharing some simple affirmation or visualization technique. It is something much more profound. This method is a pathway to deeply rewire your subconscious, and it requires intention and focus to achieve its full potential, and it will not work effectively without these. Let me also ask you to really challenge your current understanding of reality. The limitations you perceive may not be real. They might be self-imposed, a byproduct of your past experiences and beliefs. This technique, therefore, is a pathway to transcend those perceived limitations. It's an opportunity to redefine the rules of your own life, to become the architect of your own destiny. It challenges the very notion that you are a victim of your circumstances, but rather that you are the creator of your reality, and this technique is your tool to reshape it. This sets up the listener to be fully receptive to the technique that is coming. And remember, it's not just about setting the intention, it's also about letting go of the outcome. This letting go isn't passive, but a form of active trust in the process. It is about planting the seed and trusting that it will grow without constantly digging it up to check on its progress, because that will disrupt the growth. Once you set your intention, you must release it to your subconscious without attachment to the outcome, and this is crucial. You must trust that your subconscious mind will do the work, and obsessing over the details will actually hinder the process. This will make much more sense as we continue. Now, bring all of these ideas together. You've seen how the state akin to sleep is a gateway to the subconscious. You understand that intention is the driving force behind manifestation, that repetition is the key to reprogramming the subconscious, and that the cycle of death and rebirth is a metaphor for personal transformation. Each principle builds upon the other, and understanding each piece is necessary to truly understand the technique. These key elements are all interconnected, and they are the foundation for the technique that we will reveal. We've created a knowledge bridge that connects each concept, and all of these elements are critical to understanding the full potential of the technique, as you're about to see. Before we dive into the core of the technique, let's solidify the importance of preparing your mind. Just as a gardener wouldn't sow seeds on barren land, we can't expect our intentions to take root in a restless mind. It's vital that you enter this state akin to sleep with a sense of calm and focused awareness. Imagine trying to listen to a delicate melody in a crowded marketplace. The noise would drown out the subtle notes, wouldn't it? In the same way, a mind filled with worry, doubt, or racing thoughts will block access to the subconscious and hinder the process. Therefore, achieving calmness isn't merely a suggestion, it's a prerequisite, a necessary step for the technique to be truly effective, ensuring your mind is a fertile ground for the seeds of your intention. To achieve this, begin with a simple breathing exercise. Inhale deeply through your nose, filling your belly with air, hold for a count of 4, and exhale slowly through your mouth, releasing any tension. As you do this, gently bring your attention to your body. Notice the sensations without judgment and feel the weight of your body against the bed, letting your muscles relax. By focusing on these simple sensations, you quiet the chatter of the mind, making space for your intentions to take hold. Now, let's explore the fascinating physiology of the state akin to sleep. As we transition from our active waking state, our brainwaves begin to slow down, shifting from the rapid beta waves to the more relaxed alpha, and then the dreamy theta waves. And these shifts are accompanied by a noticeable relaxation in our muscles and a slowing of our heart rate. This is not just some abstract idea, it's a measurable physiological shift, a biological doorway that opens to the subconscious. During this phase, the critical filters of our conscious mind begin to weaken, and we become more open to suggestion, much like a sponge soaking up water. It's in this very state that our subconscious mind becomes more receptive, more impressionable, because the gatekeeper is stepping aside, allowing the seeds of our intentions to be directly planted. This understanding of the physiological changes allows you to view this practice not as some mystical concept, but rather a natural process, enhancing your belief in its efficacy. However, accessing this receptive state isn't about simply drifting into unconsciousness. It requires a focused intention, a deliberate direction of your mental energy. Imagine trying to steer a boat with a rudder that's constantly shifting. You would never reach your destination, would you? In the same way, a wandering mind, lost in a maze of thoughts, can diminish the effect of this technique. This is why focused attention is so important, because it's the rudder of your mind. It allows you to steer the direction of your thoughts and energies. To help cultivate this focused awareness, try this simple exercise. Choose a single point to focus on. It can be a spot on the ceiling or even a candle flame. And as your mind wanders, gently bring it back to that focal point, again and again. And each time you do, you strengthen the muscles of your mind, making it more focused and more receptive to your intentions. This is about directing your mind, not emptying it, and it will enhance your ability to harness the power of your subconscious. With your mind now calm, your body relaxed, and your attention focused, you are primed to engage with the technique, the core practice we've been building towards. This is the moment when the seeds of transformation are sown, when the intentions that you hold in your heart are directly planted in the fertile field of your subconscious mind. All of the preparation work was not an end unto itself, but was critical to ensure that the core of this practice would take hold. Now, let's move into the practical application of this powerful method. Now, let's move to the core of this technique, the intention statement. This isn't about some complex incantation or some mystical formula, but rather a simple phrase, carefully crafted and designed to resonate with your deepest desires. The intention phrase is this: I am now aligned with my desired reality. It's simple, it's direct, and it's incredibly powerful. The words are simple, but the meaning is profound. They are designed to tap directly into the power of the subconscious. By using the present tense, I am, you are declaring that your desired reality is not something in the future, but something that is already present, already unfolding right now. This aligns the intention with the present moment. The language has been specifically chosen to plant seeds of possibility and change, using very few words. The key, however, is not just to repeat the words, but to truly feel them, to embody the feeling of already being aligned with your desired reality. It is through feeling that the subconscious is engaged, not simply by thinking the words, setting the stage for deeper emotional activation. The intention is the seed, But visualization is the fertile soil in which it must grow, and this is where the magic begins to take root. Your subconscious mind is more responsive to images than to words, and by visualizing your desired outcome, you create a mental blueprint, a clear picture of what you want to manifest. It's like showing your subconscious mind the completed puzzle, so it knows what to work towards, and this process goes beyond just seeing. It is about feeling the reality. Don't just see the image, feel it. Involve all of your senses, and if you desire abundance, imagine yourself in a place of abundance, surrounded by the things that represent that to you, feeling the joy, the gratitude, the peace of having already achieved your desire, and as you do this, allow the sensory details to flood your awareness. Feel the texture of the items around you, hear the sounds of your environment, smell the fragrance of the scene, and this combination of sensory input is the language of the subconscious, bringing your intention to life. The more vivid you make this experience, the more potent your intention becomes. Now, here's where it gets truly powerful. It's not enough to just visualize the scene. You must feel it. You must emotionally activate the intention, because emotions are the fuel that drives manifestation. Your subconscious mind responds to feeling more than anything else, and it's the feeling that truly brings the intention to life. When you connect to the joy, the gratitude, the peace of already living your desired reality, you are not just sending an intention, you are sending a powerful command to your subconscious mind. Feel the emotion as if it were a memory, as if you were truly experiencing it right now, and let that feeling permeate your entire being, and the more powerful the emotion, the more profound the impact of your intention. The feeling is what activates the subconscious. It is the key that unlocks the door to manifestation, because emotion is the language of the subconscious. It is the feeling that makes the visualization real. Now, here's the key to fully integrating this practice. The intention statement, the visualization, and the emotional activation. These three aspects must be done together as a single process several times during your state akin to sleep. It's not a one-time event, it's a practice, and through repetition, you are chiseling away at old beliefs and carving out new pathways to your desired reality. Think of a sculptor refining their work. The more they chisel, the more the true form begins to emerge, and it is the same process with your subconscious mind. Each time you repeat this process, you reinforce your intention and bring it closer to the surface of your reality. You don't just do this once, you do this nightly, until the new reality is fully integrated into your being. It's the consistency that truly unlocks the potential of the technique. Now, let's add a vital element that amplifies this process, the power of gratitude. Gratitude is not just a polite gesture, but a powerful energetic force that aligns you with the frequency of abundance. When you feel gratitude for what you desire as if it already exists, you are shifting your focus from a place of lack to a place of fullness. It is not about begging or asking for something. It is about expressing thankfulness for what has already been given. This is like tuning a radio to the correct frequency, and when you tune into the frequency of gratitude, you send a powerful message to the subconscious that you are already in receipt of your desires. Before you finish this process, feel a deep sense of gratitude for the reality you have created, even though you cannot see it in the physical world, yet, because this is the key. Feel the gratitude for the new reality as if it's a memory. Feel the appreciation as if it's already yours. As you express that gratitude, you are solidifying the process. However, here is an incredibly important point. You must now detach from the outcome. This isn't about abandoning your intention, but releasing the grip on how, when, and where it will manifest, and this is crucial to the process. Imagine a gardener who plants a seed. They don't keep digging it up to check on its progress. They trust that nature will take its course, and it is the same with your intention. When you cling to a specific outcome, you create resistance, you are sending a message of doubt, and you are disrupting the natural flow of manifestation. You must trust the process, trust your subconscious, and release any attachment to how it unfolds. When you detach, you allow the universe to work its magic, and you get out of your own way. You plant the seed, and then you must allow nature to do its work. Therefore, trust is the bedrock of the entire process, and doubt is the greatest saboteur. This trust isn't a passive state of hoping for the best, but an active engagement with the feeling that the process is already working, like a gardener who expects a harvest because he has planted the seed. You must engage with the faith that your intention is on its way, and that everything will unfold perfectly according to its own timetable. And the more you trust the process, the more powerful it becomes, and the more you doubt, the more resistant your subconscious becomes. When doubt creeps in, replace it with an affirmation of trust. Remind yourself that you are a co-creator of your reality and that the universe is working in your favor, and this constant reassurance is what will solidify the process. With the inclusion of gratitude and the practice of letting go, the nightly intention-setting process is complete. And with each passing night, with each repetition of the process, you're aligning yourself more closely with the new reality you desire. We've covered the process, the steps, and now it is time to put it into practice, to integrate this process into a nightly ritual. It is through this consistency that you will truly begin to see the fruits of this practice. Now you've planted the seeds of change, and we've explored the method in detail, but what happens next? What will you actually experience? The changes might not be immediate. You might not see some massive shift overnight. It is much more subtle than that, and you must cultivate a sense of patience and observation. Much like a seed growing beneath the soil, the transformation takes place gradually over time. Be aware of the subtle shifts, and don't discount the small changes in perception, your attitude, your overall energy level, because those are the first indicators. Perhaps you'll start to feel more confident, more optimistic, or a little lighter. These changes are proof that the process is working, even if you cannot see the end result. It is important to be patient and trust that the process is working, even if it seems to be invisible to the naked eye. As you continue with this practice, the inner transformation you're cultivating will begin to reflect in your outer world. But be aware, the changes may not always manifest in the ways you expect them, because the universe often operates in mysterious ways. You might notice more synchronicities in your life, those seemingly coincidental events that bring new opportunities or encounters that align with your intentions. Or you may find that you are surrounded by new ideas that you hadn't previously thought of, all of which are a direct result of this process. Therefore, these events are not random. They are a direct reflection of your inner alignment, and this process is designed to connect the inner and outer worlds. This is why you must always be observant and see the magic at play. It is also incredibly important to acknowledge the progress you are making, no matter how small those steps might seem to be. Celebrating your achievements will help fuel your motivation and further solidify your belief in the process. Keep a journal to track the changes you are experiencing. Note down any new opportunities or encounters, the times that you feel a deeper sense of gratitude, and allow this practice to be your reinforcement. This is proof that the process is working, and it's incredibly helpful to have a physical record of how far you've come. It will help you understand that the changes are not just in your head, but are in the world around you. By committing to this process, you are actively taking control of your reality. You're not just waiting for things to happen, you are making them happen, and by now you have the tool to do it. And in the next section, I will show you how to solidify these changes and really make them permanent. Now, let's take the concepts that we've explored and move from the theoretical to the practical by diving deep into the step-by-step process of applying this ancient technique. This isn't about some vague instruction, but about a precise method, a structured approach to harnessing the power of your subconscious mind. So let's begin by laying out each of the steps and clarifying how to integrate this practice into your nightly routine. First, create a space that promotes relaxation. It should be quiet and dark, and the temperature should be comfortable, and this environment should be consistent every night, setting the stage for the ritual. Second, choose a specific time each night that you will perform this practice. This creates a sense of routine and consistency, and further solidifies the practice into your subconscious. Third, just before you go to bed, lie down and begin the breathing exercise we talked about earlier to calm your mind and prepare your body for the state akin to sleep. And fourth, once you feel that calm, bring your attention to your body, feel the sensations, and allow yourself to sink deeper into the mattress. And fifth, choose a single point in the room to focus on, and as your mind wanders, gently bring it back to that focal point. This will further enhance the focused awareness we talked about previously. Now you are fully prepared to engage with the technique. These steps are not arbitrary. They are designed to bring you into the perfect mental and physical state for transformation. Now, let's talk more about your intention statement. I am now aligned with my desired reality, and how to make it even more effective. You must not just say the words, but feel them, embody them. And this is about more than just positive thinking. It's about aligning your entire being with the reality you want to manifest. For example, you could say, I am now aligned with my desired reality of perfect health. Or, I am now aligned with my desired reality of financial freedom. The specificity of the intention statement is what makes it more effective. The key here is to use the present tense, I am, as if the desired reality is already yours, and to focus on the positive outcome. Don't say, I will be healthy, say, I am healthy, and don't say, I will get money, say, I am abundant. This isn't about wishing for something, it's about acknowledging a reality that already exists on the subconscious level, and this simple shift in language changes everything. It's a declaration of truth, a recognition of what is already yours, and you must feel the emotion of the statement for it to be truly powerful. This isn't about forcing something to happen, but about allowing what is already yours to manifest, and you will make that happen with your feeling. Now, let's take the visualization component to an even deeper level by adding even more sensory detail. This isn't just about seeing an image, it's about creating a fully immersive mental experience. Imagine yourself in your desired reality and include all 5 senses. If you're visualizing financial freedom, don't just see money, feel the crispness of the bills in your hand, hear the sound of the coins, smell the newness of the items you've acquired, feel the joy of giving, and taste the freedom of living without stress. If you are visualizing perfect health, see yourself full of energy, feel the strength in your muscles, hear the sounds of your own laughter, smell the fresh air as you're walking in nature, and taste the vitality of a nourishing meal. The more details you incorporate, the more real the visualization becomes, and the more real the visualization becomes, the more impact it will have on your subconscious, activating the feeling of having already received the desired outcome, and using this sense of immersion to amplify your intention. This isn't simply daydreaming, it's a powerful tool to make the imaginary feel real. Now, let's bring together the visualization with the emotions, because the feeling is what truly makes the manifestation process come alive. As you visualize your desired outcome, fully embody the emotions associated with it. Don't just see yourself being wealthy. Feel the joy, the freedom, the security, and don't just see yourself as healthy. Feel the energy, the vitality, and the strength. And if you have a loving partner in your life, feel the warmth, the compassion, the comfort of that relationship. It is not enough to just see the picture. You must truly feel the emotion that it brings. And that's why it's so important to create an image that resonates with the emotion. And you can do this by thinking of a past experience that had that specific feeling attached to it. And as you think about that past experience, amplify the feeling and let that feeling permeate your current intention. The stronger the feeling, the more powerful the manifestation will be. For example, if you are visualizing a feeling of abundance, feel the joy of having more than you need, feel the sense of security, and if you are visualizing healing, feel the vibrancy and vitality coursing through your body, or if you are visualizing a loving relationship, feel the warmth, the connection, and the support. These emotions are not just fleeting feelings, they are the key to unlocking your desired reality. They are the language of the subconscious. Now, as you combine the intention, the visualization, and the feeling, let's revisit the idea of death and how that ties into this process. You see, the concept of death is not just an end point, it is a transition, a shift of consciousness from one state to another, much like falling asleep and waking up. When we go to sleep each night, we are consciously shifting our awareness from the waking state to the dreaming state, and that shift in consciousness is a very real experience. It's a transition, not an ending, and just as we transition from one state to another during sleep, so too is death a transition, and much like falling asleep, the state is what changes, not the essential being. This means that death isn't something to be feared, but to be understood as a transition, and you can experience this for yourself, each and every night. And like a caterpillar transforming into a butterfly, this is not an ending but a transformation, a movement into a different form, and you will use the state akin to sleep to make that change every single night. You aren't merely preparing for death in some distant future, you are mastering the art of transformation right here and right now, which will make your eventual transition all the more effortless. And with that in mind, let's examine the nightly practice of setting intentions in the state akin to sleep, and how this is actually a conscious way of experiencing death on a nightly basis. Each night you are letting go of the day, releasing the burdens, the worries, the stress. You are shedding your old identities, your limitations, your old beliefs, and you are stepping into the void, the space between the old and the new. It is a symbolic death and a rebirth each and every night, and as you release the old, you create space for the new to emerge, and that is why your intention is so important. This isn't a passive process. You are actively taking part in your own transformation each night by dying to the old and rebirth into the new. And just like you have control over entering the state akin to sleep, you can also control the process of change, which is what makes this technique so effective. This conscious process isn't something you do once in your life. It is a daily practice that you engage in every single night. Now, let's explore the void a little deeper, because it's an essential component of the process. It's that space between your old reality and your new one, much like the space between waking and sleeping. This is where transformation happens, and it's a space of pure potential, full of possibilities. Many people have a fear of the void, of the unknown, of the space where nothing is happening, and where they have no control. But just like the seed that has been planted in the soil, it's not helpful to keep digging it up to check its progress. The same is true with the void. It's a space where your intentions are beginning to take root, where the changes are happening beneath the surface. And much like the gardener trusts that the seed will grow, you must trust that your intentions will manifest. The void is a critical step of the process, and it is not something to be feared, but embraced. It's in this space that you give the subconscious the room to create. And finally, let's reinforce the power of metaphorical death and how it facilitates the transformation. By letting go of old limiting beliefs, you create space for new, empowering ones. By shedding outdated habits, you make space for healthier ones. It's like letting go of an old identity that doesn't serve you, to embrace one that aligns with your true potential. Perhaps you were someone who was afraid to speak up, but after performing this technique, you may feel the courage to express your thoughts, or perhaps you were someone who believed you were not worthy of success, and after the practice, you now understand that you are powerful beyond measure. These shifts represent a death to the old version of yourself, making way for a more empowered you, and you are creating this shift yourself. This is how you create a real and lasting transformation, and by connecting it to the daily practice, you are engaging in this transformation each and every night. Now, let's explore how this process is not just an inner exercise, but a bridge between your inner world and your outer world. Your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs shape your experience of reality, and the nightly practice is a conscious way of directing these energies. The subconscious mind is responsible for creating the experiences that you have, and by working with the subconscious through intention, You are actively directing the events of your reality, much like an artist who has a vision for their art, and then uses their actions to make that vision a reality. Each night, as you set your intention, as you visualize your desired reality, you're sending a command to the universe, and with time, your outer world will begin to align with your inner world. This is more than just positive thinking. It is creating the changes that you desire in the world and making them manifest. It is not an abstract concept. It is a real principle you can apply. And as you apply this principle, you will begin to see how the world around you is starting to shift, and you may see synchronicities, those seemingly coincidental events that bring new opportunities or encounters that align with your intentions. Perhaps a new person will come into your life that will be your guide, or a book that holds the key to a new path, or you'll have that perfect conversation that will bring you closer to your goals. These events are not random. They are a reflection of your inner alignment. The universe is always responding to your energy, and as you change the energy within, the world around you must change with it. And by being open to these signs, you are further reinforcing the idea that you are already aligned with your desired outcomes. It is the universe reflecting your own intention. You must be open to them and look for them, for they are an indication of how the world around you is changing. Therefore, it's incredibly important that you track your progress, not just in your inner feelings, but also in the outer experiences that are beginning to shift. Keep a journal and make note of any shifts in your perception, any new opportunities that come your way, any synchronicities, any changes in your mood, any time you feel gratitude. This is a way of actively engaging with your transformation and not passively waiting for results, and it will help you to understand that the process is working, whether you can see it with the naked eye or not. The purpose of this journal is not to analyze the data, but to recognize the patterns, to see that the inner changes are manifesting in the world around you. This is also a powerful method of reinforcing the positive changes, giving you the opportunity to reflect on your transformation. This will also motivate you to continue with the process. And finally, remember that the power of your belief and expectation will always be the key to manifesting your desires. By truly believing in the power of your intentions, you are accelerating the transformation. And when you approach each session with a sense of hope and anticipation, you are reinforcing the power of your intent. Just like the runner who is already visualizing the finish line, you must be visualizing your own desired outcome. And the more you believe, the more powerful the manifestation will be. This is not blind faith. It's a conscious engagement with the understanding that you are the architect of your reality, and that you have the power to create the life that you truly desire, and approaching the practice with that knowledge makes it all the more effective. This ties the intention, belief, emotion, and manifestation into a single point, creating a cohesive whole and setting the stage for the final step. Now, let's talk about consistency and the importance of committing to this practice as a nightly ritual, beginning with the concept. You see, it's been said that it takes roughly 21 days to begin to rewire neural pathways and establish new habits. It's the perfect amount of time to develop a new routine and really solidify it into your subconscious. And the more you practice something consistently, the more it becomes a part of your being. It is more than trying something once. It is making a commitment to a new life and a new way of being. The key here is not to be haphazard, but to be consistent. It is not about a magic number. It's about committing to a daily practice that will change your life for the better. And the more consistent you are, the more effective the technique becomes. That said, it is also important to keep in mind that it is not an end point, but a starting point. Therefore, consider extending this practice beyond 21 nights to perhaps 99 nights, because the longer you commit to it, the deeper the changes will become. Much like the sculptor who chisels away at the stone, each repetition refines the process, making it more integrated into your being. You're not just creating new habits, you're creating new neural pathways that are aligned with your desires. The greater the commitment, the more ingrained the transformation becomes. The consistency isn't just for a habit, it is also to deepen the inner alignment and bring about profound change. It is not an end point, but a continuum of growth and transformation. The more you do it, the more the changes will be integrated into your being. It is the consistency that makes all the difference. And also, there may be times where you feel less motivated, or as if the practice isn't working, and those are the times to really push through. The resistance is a sign that the old patterns are fighting back, and it is in these moments that you will be able to make the greatest difference. Don't see these setbacks as failures, but as opportunities to strengthen your commitment. And when you feel the resistance, acknowledge it, understand that it's a part of the process, and push forward, and don't take it as a sign to give up, but as a sign that you are on the verge of a breakthrough. Because the days where you feel the least motivated are the days when the practice is needed most. It is the persistence that makes the difference, not the lack of resistance. Those times will come, but it is not a reason to give up, but a call to move forward. And finally, consider this nightly ritual not as something you do, but something sacred, a powerful opportunity for self-transformation. By committing to this practice, you're not just creating a new habit, you're creating a new reality, and this practice is an opportunity for you to reconnect with your inner self and align with your true potential. Approach it with gratitude and intention, and you will begin to experience the positive changes, not just in your inner world, but in the outer one as well. This nightly practice isn't something you must do, it is something you get to do. With this understanding, each night will be an opportunity to deepen that positive change. In the next section, we'll explore how to integrate these changes even further and really begin to embody your new reality. So let's bring it all together and really understand how the subconscious is the key to this entire process, and that the state akin to sleep is a direct line of communication. You see, this nightly practice isn't just a routine, but it's a way of talking to the deepest part of your mind, the place where your beliefs, your habits, and your very identity are stored. And in that state, your subconscious is more receptive to suggestion, like a fertile field ready to receive a new seed. And each night, as you set your intention, as you visualize your desired reality, you're planting the seeds of change, which will gradually reshape your inner world. And when your inner world changes, the outer world must reflect that change. It's not about forcing transformation, it's about creating the right conditions for it to occur. And in doing so, you are essentially rewriting your core programming, similar to how you would alter the code of a computer program, so that it operates with a new set of instructions. And it is in this way that you reprogram your subconscious mind. This isn't about willpower, it's about working with your subconscious instead of against it to create lasting transformation. And with that in mind, let's solidify the idea that death is not an ending, but a shift, a transition in consciousness, similar to the experience of moving from a waking state into the state akin to sleep every night. Each night, as you fall asleep, you're shedding the identity you held in the waking world, releasing your concerns and stresses, moving into a different form of awareness. And just as the snake sheds its skin, you are shedding your old beliefs, your old limitations, and your old self. This metaphorical death is not an ending. It is an opportunity for rebirth, and it's a chance to embrace a new version of yourself, a deeper understanding of your true potential, and to understand the cyclical nature of change, which is a natural part of life, such as the seasons or the day-night cycle, which shows that change is not just a philosophical idea, but a universal truth. This is not just a symbolic exercise. It's about experiencing the cycle of life, death, and rebirth each night, which will empower you to shape your reality. Now, let's bring back the importance of intention and repetition, because it is the consistent act of setting your intention in the state akin to sleep that creates the transformation. Each night, you're reinforcing the message to your subconscious, carving new neural pathways, which is how you literally change your thought processes. And this is similar to how a sculptor chips away at a stone to create a statue. Each small act, each intentional focus, is making its mark, refining the process and shaping the subconscious, creating new pathways and beliefs, which in time will become your new reality. And it is through this consistency that mastery is achieved, just like an athlete who practices daily to improve their skill. Each intentional act is reshaping your inner world, and that inner world will be reflected in your outer experience. It's not about perfection, it's about consistency and making that a priority every single night. And you see, this nightly practice isn't just about manifesting desires. It's about consciously experiencing that transition from the old self to the new self, which is how it relates to a form of death every night. Most people experience this shift unconsciously, but you are consciously choosing to engage with it, to be an active participant in your own transformation. And by doing so, you can diminish the fear of death in its most final form, because you are experiencing the transition every night. And by mastering this practice, you will be able to lessen the fear of that unknown transition, while also gaining a deeper understanding of your true potential. And in this way, you are linking personal transformation to the concept of death, making it a method for empowerment. This conscious engagement is what gives you the power and the responsibility to create the changes that you desire. This isn't about passively waiting, it's about actively creating. Now, let's go deeper into the idea of metaphorical death and how it involves shedding those old, limiting beliefs, those subconscious stories that hold you back from your true potential. Perhaps you believe you're not good enough, or that you're not worthy of love, or that success is only for certain people. And it's these deeply held beliefs that create your current reality and are preventing you from moving forward. So, each night, when you are setting your intention, you can specifically target these beliefs and rewrite them. For example, if you feel you're not worthy, you might focus on the intention statement, "I am worthy of all good things." And you can even visualize a past experience where you felt worthy and use that positive feeling to amplify your new intention. This process requires active introspection. It requires the willingness to let go of the stories that no longer serve you, which isn't passive, but a powerful act of taking responsibility for your life, and using the intention-setting process to actively rewrite those old beliefs. And when you do that, when you shed these old limiting beliefs, you make space for new possibilities to emerge. And as you rewrite the stories that hold you back, you become the author of your new life. You actively choose what you want to believe, and by doing so, you're not just changing your thoughts, you're creating a new reality. And just like the seed that grows into a tree, this transformation is an ongoing cycle of growth and empowerment, which links directly back to what you now know about how the subconscious responds to repetition. This is not an end point, but the beginning of a new way of being, a new way of thinking, and a new way of living, where you understand the power you have within you. It's a continuous unfolding of your greatest potential. It is the process of becoming. And with this understanding, it becomes clear that transformation isn't a one-time event, but an ongoing journey, a process that's reinforced each night as you practice this intention-setting ritual. Every time you step into the state akin to sleep, you are actively choosing to transform. And it is through this consistent engagement that you align with your true self. You're moving closer to the reality that you desire, and you are creating lasting changes, one night at a time, similar to how a tree develops through the seasons, always changing, growing, layering on top of what came before, demonstrating that growth and transformation is a lifelong process. And you are becoming more aligned with your true potential and are actively creating the changes that you desire. This isn't just about outer change, it's about the ongoing inner transformation. And finally, let's explore how the state akin to sleep is a powerful tool for self-discovery. By consciously engaging with this state, you gain access to the deeper layers of your mind, to that subconscious level where your core beliefs reside. And by being present in that state, you can observe the thoughts, the emotions, the patterns that are running beneath the surface. This allows you to become aware of what's shaping your experiences, And once you identify those core beliefs, you can begin to actively work with them, to reshape them, and you will do this through your intent-setting practice. You're not just changing your circumstances, you are changing yourself, and your awareness of this will grow with each repetition. By understanding the power of your subconscious, you will begin to understand the power you have, and it is through this process of self-discovery you begin to unlock your true potential. It's more than a manifestation technique, it's a tool for understanding yourself, your motivations, and what drives you. Now, let's look at how belief is the key ingredient for manifestation, the foundation upon which the entire practice rests. And it's not just blind faith, it's an active engagement with the understanding that the change is possible, and that the power already exists within you. And when you approach the practice with that knowing, it activates that potential, it sets the subconscious in motion, and allows it to begin creating your desired outcome. It's about understanding that your belief is what makes the impossible possible. It's the spark that ignites your own potential. And without this, the practice will be much less effective. And with it, you become a powerful creator of your own reality. And by actively choosing to believe that change is possible, you are opening yourself up to the possibility of a new reality. It is the understanding that your inner world determines your outer world. And that brings us to expectation, which is the powerful magnet that attracts your desired outcomes. Because when you approach this nightly ritual with hope and with anticipation, it increases the likelihood of positive manifestation. Expectation is not about controlling the outcome. It's about aligning yourself with the possibility of positive change. Because when you approach it with hope, it creates a positive feedback loop, and it reinforces the belief that the practice is effective. It's the feeling that your dreams are already coming true, and that feeling is what activates the manifestation. When you expect positive results, it is what you will see. Just like the athlete who expects success, you too can have that same experience. It is the expectation of good that will bring you closer to that experience. The anticipation and the feeling is what makes it real. Now, let's talk about the common challenges of doubt and fear, those limiting beliefs that can block your progress, and how to overcome them. These challenges are normal, they are a part of the process, and you can use techniques like positive affirmations, mindfulness, or visualization to reframe those negative thoughts. And most importantly, you can use your intention-setting practice to do the same. This isn't about eliminating doubt, it's about recognizing it and transforming it, and understanding that doubt and fear are simply old, limiting beliefs that can be reprogrammed with the nightly practice. When you feel doubt, recognize it as an old program, something that you can actively change. You don't need to be controlled by those feelings, and those feelings are just old ways of thinking that can be rewritten and transformed. And finally, let's look at letting go, not as passive surrender, but as an active trust in the process. You see, once you've set your intention, and you've done your visualization, and you've activated the emotion, you must then actively release it to the universe, knowing that it is working on your behalf. This isn't about giving up, it's about actively trusting that everything is unfolding as it should, and that everything is working out for your highest good. It's moving from active doing to active trusting. Just like planting the seed, once you plant it, you must let go and trust that it will grow. You can't keep digging it up to see if it's growing, and it's in that same way that you must trust in the process, and trust that your subconscious is working on your behalf. You must actively engage in letting go, and trusting the process, and allowing it to unfold naturally. This is where trust plays a key role in the manifestation process. Now, let's look at how the inner changes you're making become the catalyst for outer transformation, and that the practice is focused on inner alignment, which will bring about outer changes, and these changes might not be immediately visible, but the feelings of peace, joy, confidence, and a sense of well-being are indicators that the process is working. And these inner changes will create a foundation for your transformed reality. It's subtle at first. It might be just an increase in your mood or a shift in your perception, But with time, these inner changes will manifest in tangible ways. It's the subtle shifts that create the biggest impact, the quiet movements that eventually form a new reality, just like the subtle shifts of wind can create a storm. You must look for these subtle changes and appreciate them, for they are the foundation of the transformation. And with that in mind, begin to be more observant of the external signs, the synchronicities, the opportunities, the unexpected encounters that begin to arise as a result of this inner work. For they are not random, they are indicators that you are aligning with your desired reality. Perhaps a new person will come into your life, someone who will guide you, or a book that will open up new paths, or a conversation that will bring you closer to your goals. The universe is constantly responding to your intentions, and as you change your inner world, your outer world must align with it. You must remain open to these signs, because they are proof of the shift that is taking place. These are not random, they are a direct result of the work that you are doing. It is the universe reflecting your own internal alignment. And in this way, you see that this technique is a bridge between your internal and external worlds, and that your inner reality is always reflected in your outer experiences. These aren't just random events, they're the result of your intentional inner work, and the nightly practice is the tool you are using to create change from the inside out. Much like an artist who has a vision for their art, you too are using your internal vision to shape your outer reality. When someone changes internally, their outer reality must reflect that change. You are the artist, and your internal world is the canvas, and you are actively creating your new masterpiece through this nightly practice. And finally, don't forget that it is important to track both the inner and the outer changes in a journal, because this is a way of reinforcing the new beliefs and creating a positive feedback loop. And when you make note of even the smallest of changes, no matter how insignificant they may seem, you are showing that you are noticing the progress, and you're acknowledging the power of your intentions. This isn't just about monitoring your progress, but an opportunity to actively appreciate your transformation. It is the act of reinforcing the new beliefs, while also reinforcing the positive feeling that comes with success. This will keep you motivated to continue, and it will keep you moving forward with the process, and you can see the positive changes taking root. So, with that in mind, remember that this nightly ritual is more than just a technique. It's an opportunity for you to change your reality and to change yourself. It is a practice of self-discovery and self-transformation, where you are actively participating in your own evolution, and where you are stepping into the power that you possess. This process is not just about doing something, it is about actively becoming something, which is where the real power of this practice lies. And with each repetition, you're not just changing your circumstances, you're changing yourself, and that is what makes the difference. This is not just something you do, this is something that changes you at the core level, and that makes it a truly powerful practice. And with that in mind, it is important to understand the long-term potential of this practice. This isn't something you do for a short period of time, it's a skill you can apply to every area of your life. It's a process that will continually evolve and bring more positive change, and the more you engage with the practice, the more you'll unlock your full potential. Much like an athlete who practices daily, you too can master the art of creating your reality, and the more consistent you are, the more powerful the manifestation will become. It's a lifelong journey, not a destination. And with that, you will understand your own potential. This isn't something that you do one time, it is something you integrate into your life. Therefore, your commitment to this practice is a testament to your dedication to personal transformation, a willingness to step into your power and to consciously create the reality that you desire. You are not a passive observer, but an active participant in the unfolding of your life, and it is that commitment that separates those who succeed from those who don't. When you are dedicated to the process, you begin to see changes almost immediately, because you are aligning with the power within you, and that power is unlimited. This is not a passive process. This is an active engagement with your own potential. And just like consistent effort brings mastery, consistent practice of this will bring positive change. And finally, before we move to the next section, understand that by committing to this process, you are unlocking a new reality, one where you are in control of your experiences and where you are the creator of your own life. And there is more to come in the final sections, so keep watching if you are ready to experience the full effect of this transformation. The journey is not over yet, it is only just beginning, and we will go deeper in the next section. If you are ready to take the next step, let's continue and explore how to fully integrate this into your life. Now, the moment has arrived. Let's pull back the curtain and reveal the ancient technique, the step-by-step method that allows you to harness the power of the state akin to sleep and begin to reshape your reality. This isn't just a theory or concept, it's a practical, actionable practice that you can begin using tonight, and it's designed to directly access your subconscious mind, that powerful force that shapes every aspect of your experience. So, let's get into the details and understand exactly how to use it to its fullest potential. The core of this technique is, as we have discussed, the practice of setting intentions within the state akin to sleep, a state of deep relaxation and heightened receptivity. And it's here that your subconscious is most impressionable, like soft clay ready to be molded. This isn't a passive process, but an active engagement with your own subconscious, a way of directly communicating with the deepest part of yourself. And in doing so, you are directly influencing the very structure of your reality. Let's break down this technique into simple, actionable steps. Step 1. Intentionally enter the state akin to sleep, using a method such as deep, slow breathing and gently relaxing your body, releasing any tension or stress, allowing yourself to drift into that liminal space between being awake and asleep. Step 2. State your intention using the specific phrase, "I am now living in my desired reality," and we'll break down why this phrase is so important next. Step 3. Visualize your desired reality with all 5 senses, and we will dive deep into this as well, so that you fully understand how to do it. And Step 4. Feel gratitude as if your intention has already manifested, and we'll explain the importance of this feeling and how to cultivate it. And finally, Step 5. Release your intention with the knowing that it is done, trusting in the process. Now, let's dive into that intention phrase. I am now living in my desired reality. Why are these specific words so powerful? The phrase, I am, is a statement of present being. It anchors your intention in the now, rather than the future, because the subconscious responds to what is, not what might be, which is why it's key to state it in the present tense. The word, now, emphasizes immediacy and brings your intention into this present moment. It is not something that you hope will happen, but that is happening right now, creating a powerful sense of immediacy. And the phrase, desired reality, focuses your intention on the specific outcome you wish to experience, rather than on the process of how you will achieve it. It directs your focus on the end result and not on the methods of obtaining it. It's crucial to understand that this isn't wishful thinking. It's a deliberate declaration, a way of speaking a new reality into existence. And when you speak these words with conviction and with feeling, they create a powerful ripple effect in your subconscious. This is a declaration of your new reality, spoken into existence in the most receptive state of being, and it is far more powerful than simply wishing for something to occur. Let's delve into the act of visualization, which is more than just a mental picture. It is a fully immersive sensory experience, where you engage all your senses to make it feel as real as possible. You don't want to just see a picture, you want to experience the feeling of living your desired outcome. For instance, if your desire is increased abundance, don't just see a bank statement. Feel the texture of the money in your hand, the weight of it, the sound of coins jingling, and the feeling of freedom that financial security provides, and the feelings of comfort and security. Or, if your desire is improved health, don't just imagine a healthy body. Feel the strength in your muscles, the vibrancy of your skin, the smell of fresh air as you exercise, the energy and lightness as you move with ease and grace. Engage with the sensory details and feel the experience as if it is happening right now. It is by combining all 5 senses that you bring the experience to life. The more sensory the visualization, the more real it feels, and therefore the more effective it will be. You are engaging all your senses to bring it into the present moment. And it's this sensory engagement that activates the subconscious and makes it feel real. This isn't simply about seeing a picture, but about feeling the experience. Now, let's talk about the essential role of emotional connection and the power of gratitude. You must feel a deep sense of gratitude, as if the outcome has already manifested, which is essential for this practice to be effective. The feeling of gratitude isn't just an intellectual exercise, but a deep, visceral experience, where you fully embody the feeling of already having received your desire. For example, if you're visualizing success in your career, feel the excitement, the sense of accomplishment, the pride, and the feeling of appreciation, as if you've already achieved your goals. If you desire loving relationships, feel the warmth, the joy, the connection, and the love that comes from those experiences. Tap into those feelings as if they are already part of your present experience, and allow that feeling to permeate your being and expand. You're not just hopping for it, you're experiencing it. And it's this feeling that is the key to activating the manifestation process. And as we've said before, feeling is the secret, and it's the feeling of gratitude that activates the power of the subconscious. And when you bring the feeling to the experience, it activates the process on a much deeper level. This isn't just about thinking, it's about feeling. Now let's shift our focus and explore the concept of death, not as a final ending, but as a profound transition between states, much like the transition between being awake and falling into the state akin to sleep each night. We experience this shift every single day, a natural process of moving from one state of awareness to another, where our consciousness changes, our sense of self shifts, and our awareness moves to a different perspective. And this is very much what death, in its most literal sense, is, a transition to a new state of being. This idea of transition also reflects the natural cycles in life, the seasons, the day and night, and the constant process of change. It's not a sudden end, but a natural movement from one state to the next, just like the seed that grows into a plant and then returns to the earth. But that is not the end of it, because in that return to the earth, it begins the process anew. This reframing of death as a transition reduces fear and allows us to see it as a natural part of the life cycle, which is a key element of this technique. Because by understanding death as a transition, you lessen your fear of it, and that understanding is key to your own transformation. This is more than a philosophical concept. It is a way of understanding the process of change. And what about the concept of the void, that space between states? This isn't a place of nothingness, but a liminal space, where transformation occurs, the space between the old and the new, between one form and another. Think of it as the space between breaths, the pause between notes of music, or the potential within a seed before it sprouts. This void is not empty, but full of potential, a place where possibilities emerge, much like the blank canvas before the artist begins to paint, or the unwritten page before the author tells their story. And the state akin to sleep provides direct access to this liminal space, and it's here that the subconscious is most receptive, and where intention and feeling can begin to shape your new reality. This is where your intention begins to take root. The void is not something to fear, but something to embrace, and the state akin to sleep allows you to consciously engage with it. This is not a passive state, but a place of transformation. This is not empty space, but a place where potential resides. Now, it's important to understand that this nightly intention-setting practice isn't just a way to manifest your desires. It is a conscious exploration of the transition we experience in death, a chance to experience the shift in consciousness from one state to another, but without fear or the finality of death. This isn't a passive exercise. It's an active engagement with the process, where you are consciously guiding your awareness to a new state. And by doing this, by consciously experiencing this transition, you lessen the fear of death, because you understand that death is also a form of transition. And when you do this, you are shedding the old identity, those old limiting beliefs, and moving towards a new version of yourself. And you are in control, choosing to engage with it, consciously, transforming yourself in the process. And just like the butterfly emerges from the chrysalis, you too can emerge from your old self into the new. This is a way of preparing for death, by experiencing the process on a nightly basis, so that when it does occur, you can move into it with more grace and more ease. This is not passive, but an act of empowerment. And when we come to understand death as a transition and not an ending, we start to release the fear of the unknown, that fear that is often associated with the idea of death. Each night, you are rehearsing this transition. You are consciously engaging with the process, and you understand that you are moving from one state to another, which lessens the fear of the unknown. And the fear begins to dissolve as you understand that you are simply transitioning, just like you do each night when you fall asleep. And by demystifying the transition of death, you can begin to approach it with a sense of peace and with acceptance, knowing that it's not an end, but an opportunity for growth and evolution, not just in the future, but in your current life as well. You are moving beyond the fear into acceptance. This is a step beyond the fear into understanding and acceptance. And this acceptance empowers you in your own transformation. Now, let's look at how your subconscious acts as a bridge between the inner and the outer worlds, because it responds to the intentions that you plant. And as we know, the state akin to sleep is a direct channel to that subconscious. So, the experiences you have in your outer world are a direct reflection of the beliefs, the feelings, and the intentions that you have within you, and that when your inner world changes, the outer world must reflect that change. And this understanding is key to mastering this technique. For instance, if you believe you're worthy of abundance, you tend to attract more financial opportunities because your inner belief is aligned with the outcome. And conversely, if you believe that you're not good enough, you'll often experience situations that reinforce that belief. Your outer world is a mirror of your inner world. This is not a passive process, but an active engagement with your own power, where you shape your reality through your intentional thought. This understanding is key to mastering this practice. And when you begin to consciously change your inner beliefs and your thought patterns, you also begin to shift your external reality. And it is this that we are focused on with the nightly practice. If someone believes, deep down, that they are not good enough, they are likely to experience external situations that reinforce that belief. But when that person actively reprograms that belief using this practice and understands that they are worthy of all good things, they will begin to experience more opportunities that reflect that new belief. For example, they might get new job offers, better relationships, or simply have an easier time navigating their day-to-day experiences. The key element is consistency in reprogramming the subconscious with new, positive intentions, because with each repetition, it reinforces the new belief and brings it into the present moment. You're not just thinking it, you're experiencing it. And it's this consistency of the nightly practice that will bring about lasting change. It's not about forcing the change, it is about becoming the change. And let's also understand that synchronicities, those seemingly coincidental events, are not random at all, but indicators that your inner intentions are aligning with your outer reality. You must be open to these signs and understand their true meaning, and that they are a powerful indication that the nightly practice is beginning to work. For example, if you're visualizing yourself having more meaningful relationships, and then, out of the blue, you get an invitation to a social event, that might be a synchronicity, indicating that your inner desire is beginning to manifest in your outer world. Or, if you're focusing on better financial opportunities, and you receive an unexpected offer or an invitation to a business meeting, these could also be signs. These aren't random coincidences. They're indicators of alignment that the inner work is taking hold and that the universe is responding to the intentions you've set. It is the universe reflecting your own internal transformation. You must pay attention to these signs, and with all of this in mind, you must now take full responsibility for creating your own reality, because this technique empowers you to step into the role of the conscious creator of your life. You are not at the mercy of external forces or circumstances, but you are the designer of your own experience. And this is where your true power lies, because when you actively engage with your subconscious and intentionally create from within, you become the master of your own destiny. This is where you reclaim your power. You're not just a passenger in life, you're the driver, and you are actively navigating your path. You are in control. This is not a passive experience. This is about taking charge of your life and shaping your reality with intent. This is a call to step into your own power and to claim responsibility for creating your life. And before we move to the next section, I want to emphasize the importance of commitment and consistency with this nightly practice. So let's understand what this looks like and how you can integrate this into your life. Remember that this is a journey, not a destination, so it is important to understand how to keep yourself moving forward. We'll begin by focusing on the 21-night commitment, and then we'll talk about how to keep going far beyond that initial commitment. You must understand this process and take it step by step. We have so much more to discuss, and this is where it gets truly interesting, so keep watching if you want to understand how to fully integrate this technique into your life and how it will transform you and your understanding of what is possible. There is so much more to come, so let's keep moving forward. So let's shift our focus from the importance of commitment to the practical steps that will prepare you for your nightly transformation. It's one thing to understand the theory, but it's another to put it into practice. And this is where we now delve into the specifics of accessing the state akin to sleep and creating the conditions for a powerful nightly ritual. This isn't just about relaxing. It's about intentionally engaging with your own consciousness, moving beyond a passive state of being to actively creating the conditions for transformation by consciously shifting your awareness into a state that will allow you to access your subconscious. This is about intentionally creating that liminal space, not waiting for it to occur naturally, and understanding that this is not just about resting the body, but also intentionally engaging the subconscious. And this active engagement is a key element of this technique. The first step in this process is to move beyond simple relaxation to actively engage with the state akin to sleep. This is not just about lying down and waiting for sleep to come, but it's about deliberately shifting your awareness to a state of deep relaxation and heightened receptivity. And to do this, you must become an active participant in the process. Begin by taking a few deep breaths, and as you inhale, feel the air filling your lungs, and as you exhale, release any tension or stress from your body. Allow your body to relax into the bed and feel the weight of your body supported by the mattress. Notice the sensation of your skin against the sheets and allow that to become your focus. As you continue to breathe, bring your awareness to the sounds in the room, the hum of the refrigerator, the ticking of a clock, and then gently move your focus inwards to the sound of your own breath and the gentle rhythm of your heartbeat. And now visualize a calming scene, a peaceful forest, a gentle stream, or a vast, open sky, and allow yourself to be fully immersed in that scene as you feel the peace and calm wash over you, intentionally shifting from wakefulness to that liminal state of being. And as you do this, you are preparing your mind and body for the powerful work that is about to come. This requires active participation, not passive surrender, and this active engagement is key to mastering this practice. Now, let's delve into creating the ideal environment for this nightly practice and how the right space can enhance your results, because this is more than just finding a quiet spot. It's about creating a sacred space dedicated to your personal transformation, a place that signals to your subconscious that it's time for this powerful work. Consider the room itself and how it feels to you. Is it clean and uncluttered? Is it calm and peaceful? The temperature should be comfortable, not too hot or too cold, so that your body is completely at ease, allowing you to fully relax. And think about the lighting. It should be soft and dim, not harsh or bright. And if you use any artificial light, make sure it's a warm hue, creating a soothing atmosphere. Consider introducing elements of aromatherapy, using calming scents like lavender or chamomile, and these scents can act as powerful triggers for your subconscious, helping you to enter the state akin to sleep more quickly and more intentionally. You can also introduce calming sounds, like nature sounds or gentle instrumental music, all of which will help to deepen your relaxation. And a consistent bedtime is also key, because when you go to bed at the same time every night, you are creating a rhythm for your body and mind, and that ritual element will make the practice even more powerful. All of these subtle cues create a safe and sacred place for this work to occur, because every detail matters, and all of these things act as triggers for your subconscious, and these consistent environmental cues will make the practice more effective. And now, as you settle into your environment, it's time to shift your focus from the external world to the internal sensations of your body. And by turning your attention inward, you can deepen your relaxation and enhance your connection to the subconscious. Begin by bringing your awareness to your breath and feel the air as it moves in and out of your body, noticing the gentle rise and fall of your chest or the subtle movement of your abdomen, and allow yourself to simply observe the breath without trying to change it, and with each breath, feel yourself becoming more relaxed. Next, bring your awareness to your heartbeat and feel the gentle rhythm of your heart beating in your chest, and simply observe it, and let yourself be completely present with this vital force which sustains your life. You might also visualize the energy flowing within your body, like a gentle stream flowing through your veins and arteries, nourishing every cell, and let this visualization deepen your sense of connection to your own inner world. It's by bringing your focus inward that you quiet the mind and prepare the subconscious for the next stage, where you set your intentions. It is through this inward journey that you will truly begin to engage with your subconscious, and this is a key step to making this technique effective, by creating the proper internal conditions for working with your subconscious and disengaging from the waking world. This is more than just relaxation, it's about intentional focus, and that is the doorway into the deeper work. Now, as your mind quiets and your body relaxes, it's time to make the transition from this state of deep relaxation to the active process of setting your intention, and that this transition should be seamless, like a natural extension of the relaxation process, not a sudden shift to a completely new task. You've laid the foundation by relaxing your body, calming your mind, and turning your focus inward. And now, with that foundation, you're ready to plant the seed of your intention into your subconscious. And this process should feel like a natural flow, one step leading effortlessly to the next, because everything that you have done up to this point has led you here. You have created the ideal state for the subconscious to absorb the intention, and this transition from relaxing to setting the intention is key, because it allows you to move into the next step with focus and with grace, because the process flows from one state to the next as you begin to consciously create your reality. This is the gateway to the next step, and it must be done intentionally and with awareness, and not as a disconnected act. Now, let's delve into the power of the intention, the seed of transformation, which is the core of this practice. And it is through the intentional setting of your phrase that you will begin to create a new reality. And this is not about wishful thinking, but about planting a very specific seed in the fertile ground of your subconscious. Remember the intention phrase, "I am now living in my desired reality." And this specific wording is vital, as it focuses your attention on the present moment, as if your desired outcome is already a reality. And the reason for this is that your subconscious doesn't distinguish between what is real and what is vividly imagined. So by stating it as if it's already happening, you are essentially programming your mind to accept it as true. For example, instead of saying, "I want to be healthy," you would say, "I am now experiencing perfect health," Or instead of "I wish I had more abundance," you would say, "I am now grateful for the abundance that flows into my life." And notice how stating it in the present tense is far more powerful than stating it in the future, and that the word "now" is key. And the phrase "desired reality" focuses your attention on the end result and not on the process of how you will achieve it. So, feel the reality of that intention with every fiber of your being, and let those words resonate within you as you speak them to yourself. And it is by stating it in the present tense that you are planting the seed of your desired reality into the fertile ground of your subconscious. And when you state this intention with conviction and with feeling, you are initiating the manifestation process. And now, let's move to the next step in this nightly technique, which is visualization. And as we've touched on, this is not just a simple mental picture, but a fully immersive experience that engages all 5 senses to bring your desired reality to life. As you visualize, don't just see it, but feel it, smell it, taste it, and hear it, and bring the experience into your present moment so that your subconscious accepts it as real. For example, if your intention is for a successful career, don't just see yourself in a fancy office, but feel the weight of a pen in your hand, smell the scent of a new book, and hear the lively conversations around you. Feel the feeling of accomplishment and the excitement of success. Or if your intention is for a loving relationship, don't just see yourself with someone, but feel the warmth of their touch, smell the scent of their perfume, hear the sound of their voice, and the feeling of being deeply loved, connected, and cherished. And the more sensory detail you can add, the more impact it will have on your subconscious. So fully engage with every detail and bring your desired outcome to life with every sense, feeling it as a current reality. And it is with this sensory engagement that you activate the manifestation process. This is where the visualization becomes more than just a thought, it becomes a felt experience. And as you immerse yourself in this sensory visualization, it is absolutely vital to connect with the corresponding emotion that matches the desired reality. And it is the emotion that acts as the catalyst for manifestation, bringing your intention into the present moment. And when the visualization is connected to the emotion, the transformation begins. And it is important to allow those positive emotions to permeate your being, to make them real. So if your desired outcome is perfect health, feel the joy of being energetic, the freedom of moving without pain, the lightness in your body, and the confidence of your health. And if your desired outcome is financial abundance, feel the peace of having security, the freedom to pursue your passions, and the ability to generously give to others. And allow these feelings to fully saturate your experience as you feel the joy, the peace, and the freedom that come with these outcomes. And the emotions should directly connect to the visualization, enhancing its impact, because the feeling is even more important than the picture itself. So fully immerse yourself in the feeling and make it real, allowing it to permeate your subconscious, as that is what initiates the manifestation process. This is more than just a thought, it is a deep felt experience. And finally, as you complete your intention setting and your visualization, the final step is to release your intention with the full knowing that it is done, and to trust that your subconscious will do the work. And this is not a passive acceptance of whatever will happen, but an active trust in the process. And by letting go, you are removing the resistance to its manifestation and allowing it to unfold naturally. So, as you complete your visualization, shift your focus gently back to your breath and feel it moving in and out of your body, and allow the image to gently fade away. And as you do this, allow yourself to feel gratitude for the experience as you trust that the subconscious will work on the process in the background. And it is with this active release that you complete the process, trusting that your subconscious is working and the transformation is unfolding naturally in its perfect timing. So, with this letting go, you are activating the law of attraction. It is an active trust and not a passive act. Now, let's shift our focus and explore how this nightly practice will begin to manifest in your daily life. The first signs of change often appear as subtle inner shifts, which are key indicators that the process is working. You might start to notice a shift in your attitude, where you feel more optimistic, more peaceful, and more confident, or you may find yourself reacting to challenges with more grace and with more ease, and you may also find yourself thinking and feeling in new ways that support the desired reality, and these changes may not be dramatic. But they are powerful indicators that your subconscious is being rewired, and these inner shifts are not just changes in mood, but a profound transformation of your internal state, and it's important to pay attention to them, because they are the first indication that the practice is taking hold. And these subtle shifts are the sign that the transformation has begun. And as your inner state begins to change, these shifts will begin to reflect in your outer world, and you may begin to experience unexpected synchronicities and new opportunities that seem to come out of nowhere. And it's important to understand that these are not random coincidences, but are direct reflections of your internal shifts. For example, if you've been visualizing better financial opportunities, you may receive a phone call from an old contact, or a job offer that you weren't expecting, or a chance encounter with someone who has the opportunity you are seeking. Or if you have been focused on a loving relationship, you may meet someone at a social event, or you may find that the relationships you already have begin to deepen and become more meaningful, and these synchronicities are not random events, but are the universe responding to your intentions, acting as a confirmation that your subconscious is actively working to bring your desired reality to life. They are a direct reflection of your internal shifts, manifesting in your outer world, and it's important to be aware of these signs. And to help you track these inner shifts and outer reflections, keeping a journal is an incredibly effective tool, and it allows you to actively notice your progress and reinforces your belief in the process. And this journaling is not just for recording your experiences, but also for creating a positive feedback loop that will accelerate your transformation. In your journal, record the subtle shifts in your feelings, your thoughts, and your attitude, and note down any significant external events that occur. And ask yourself, are there any connections between my intention-setting practice and the events in my daily life? And if you are focused on health, note down any changes in your energy or your physical well-being, and any unexpected opportunities to exercise or eat healthy. And if you are focused on abundance, note down any new opportunities to increase your income or invitations to networking events. And as you review your journal, pay attention to the patterns, as you will begin to notice that your inner and outer worlds are indeed in alignment. This journal is a way to actively notice and record your progress, and to reinforce your belief in the process, because the act of noticing will enhance the transformation. Now, as you continue to engage with this nightly practice, it's essential to understand that the shifts and changes you experience should not be confined to the night, but integrated into every aspect of your waking life, because this practice is not just something you do before you go to sleep, but a transformative process that will shape your entire existence. As the changes you create during your nightly practice should be carried with you into your daily routines. So actively carry the feeling of your desired reality with you throughout the day, whether that's the feeling of joy, of gratitude, or of peace, and use these feelings as a reference point to guide your thoughts and your actions. When you make choices during the day, ask yourself, does this action align with my desired reality? And let that understanding guide your decisions. And the goal here is not just to change your circumstances, but to transform the way you interact with the world. And it's important to understand that this is a process of continual growth, and that this nightly practice will not only transform your nighttime experience, but every waking moment as well. And it is this integration that is key to lasting transformation. So let's now shift our focus to the core of this technique, which is the concept of trust, which is not just a passive act of waiting, but an active engagement with the process, where you intentionally release your expectations of a specific outcome, trusting that the subconscious is doing the work. Trust is not about the absence of worry, but a confident belief that everything is unfolding as it should, and that the intentions you've set are taking root in the subconscious, and that the universe is aligning with your desired reality. So approach every day with the expectation that your goals are moving into the physical world, and this active trust will reduce your resistance to the transformation and allow the manifestation to unfold in its perfect timing. So as you move throughout your day, consciously choose to focus on the positive and understand that everything is working out for your highest good, because trust is the key ingredient that will unlock the manifestation process, and you must apply this trust actively to every facet of your life. And in order to truly harness the transformative power of this technique, it is vital to commit to a consistent practice, beginning with a 21-night cycle and moving beyond that to a 99-night cycle, because these cycles provide the necessary framework for your subconscious to fully absorb the new intentions, and the longer the commitment, the deeper the transformation. So think of this as training for your subconscious, and to understand that consistent work over time creates long-lasting results. So it's important to commit to the initial 21-day cycle, as that's when the subconscious will begin to take hold, and then if you wish, extend that to 99 nights and beyond if you feel called to, so that this becomes a part of your daily life. And it is with this consistent practice over time that you will begin to create real and lasting change, as this technique is not a quick fix, but a journey of self-transformation. This consistent effort over time is what brings true and lasting transformation. And as you embark on this journey, be aware that there will be moments of resistance, doubt, or a lack of motivation, and it's absolutely vital that you approach those moments with compassion and with self-awareness, instead of with shame or with judgment, because these are not setbacks, but opportunities to understand your limiting beliefs and gently challenge them. When you experience resistance, do not criticize yourself, but instead become curious about it and ask yourself, what limiting beliefs are being challenged by my new intentions? And instead of getting frustrated or giving up, you can adjust the intention phrase, or re-engage with your visualization, or you can spend some time reflecting on your inner state and allow the feelings to be there as you bring compassion to those feelings. And this mindful engagement with resistance will allow you to move through these moments with more grace and with more ease, as it is a natural part of the process, and it is important to engage with these moments with compassion and self-awareness. These moments are not setbacks, but opportunities for growth. And finally, let's emphasize that this technique is not a destination, but a path, a journey of continuous evolution, where consistent engagement with the practice will create a path to greater self-awareness and more conscious creation, and that the practice itself is not about achieving specific outcomes, but about transforming who you become. And that the nightly ritual is a pathway to personal empowerment. So embrace the journey, trust the process, and allow yourself to become the conscious creator of your reality, and that the greatest transformation will happen within as you move closer and closer to a more complete version of yourself. So embrace the journey and let the process unfold, trusting that each night you're moving closer and closer to a more complete version of yourself. The process is more about who you become than what you achieve. So let's bring everything we've discussed together into a single, powerful understanding of this ancient technique. Remember, it's about intentionally entering the state akin to sleep, setting a crystal clear intention with the phrase, "I am now living in my desired reality," vividly visualizing that reality with all 5 senses, connecting to the emotions that come with that reality, and feeling deep gratitude, and then actively releasing the outcome with trust, knowing that your subconscious is working. Each of these elements must be done in combination as a complete practice, and the science behind it is quite simple. The subconscious responds to suggestion, visualization creates the blueprint, and emotion amplifies the message. For example, you might visualize yourself in a new home, feeling the warmth of the sun, the smell of fresh flowers, and the joy of being in a space that truly reflects you, feeling the gratitude for that space, then releasing the outcome. This is a complete method designed to transform your reality from the inside out, and it is a practice that you can begin using right now. And now, let's come back to the idea of metaphorical death and rebirth, and how this nightly practice allows you to consciously engage with this powerful concept, because it's not just about understanding death, but using it as a way to transform your current life, to release old beliefs and make room for new ones. It's about consciously choosing to die to old limitations, old habits, and old ways of thinking, so that you can open yourself up to new possibilities, new experiences, and a more complete version of yourself. And by consistently accessing the state akin to sleep and working with your subconscious, you are stepping into your power and consciously choosing the path of your own transformation. So it's not just about a future state, but about actively changing your life with each passing night. And this is a transition you are in control of. This is a way to take the idea of death and make it something that empowers your daily existence. And now, let's underscore that the power of this technique doesn't lie in a one-time event, but in the consistent repetition of this nightly ritual, because each time you engage with this practice, you are further reprogramming your subconscious and making your desired changes more deeply ingrained. And just as any skill is honed through practice, so too is the skill of conscious creation, and the process takes time, patience, and commitment. So every night is an opportunity to make that change, and the more consistent you are, the more profound the results will become. And just as a sculptor chisels away at a stone to reveal the statue within, so too does this nightly practice gradually refine your beliefs and transform your reality. This consistent work over time is the key to unlocking the power within. And now, consider this. What if you had the ability to consciously shape not just your future, but your entire present? And finally, let's come to the ultimate point that this nightly practice is not just a technique, but a path to self-mastery, and that by consciously engaging with the state akin to sleep, you are accessing the deepest parts of yourself, where all transformation truly begins. This journey isn't about trying to control life, but rather understanding how it works, and becoming aligned with that understanding, consciously choosing to shape your own destiny. This is a lifelong practice of consistent self-improvement, empowering you to take an active role in your own evolution. And the more you engage with this process, the more you will begin to experience your potential. It's about understanding that you are not a passive observer, but an active participant in your own life. So this nightly practice is the gateway to self-mastery. And now, let's broaden the context and recognize that this technique is about more than just manifesting specific desires, but rather, it's a profound journey of self-discovery and a doorway to a deeper understanding of consciousness and the power that you wield. By engaging with the state akin to sleep and working with your subconscious, you're gaining access to a greater understanding of yourself, your unlimited potential, and the true nature of reality itself. This technique unlocks your ability to see the connection between your inner and outer worlds, and to understand your role in shaping both. It is, in effect, a way of understanding that transformation is not just about changing external circumstances, but internal awareness and growth. And the ultimate goal is not just to achieve desires, but to evolve as human beings and become the most complete version of yourself. What if your desires were just a stepping stone to something far greater? And now, let's connect this technique to both ancient wisdom and modern science, because this understanding of the state akin to sleep has been recognized across many different cultures, in many different eras, from ancient traditions to spiritual practices, all pointing to the same basic idea. And modern studies of the subconscious and neuroscience validate the power of intention, visualization, and emotion. So this is not some New Age idea, but an understanding that has been around for a very long time and simply expressed in a variety of ways. And when you consider that the brain waves of alpha-theta states, which are present during the state akin to sleep, are more conducive to suggestion, and how intention can influence biology and perception, then you begin to see the full scope of this technique. So this is not simply a spiritual practice, but something that is grounded in both ancient wisdom and modern understanding. And this bridge between the two is what makes it so powerful. And now, let's emphasize the core point that this technique is a method for consciously creating your own reality, and it empowers you to take control of your life, no longer a passive recipient of external forces, but an active creator of your own destiny. By understanding and applying these principles, you can move beyond the feeling of being a victim of circumstance to the feeling of a powerful creator. And it is not just an intellectual understanding, but a very practical method for reshaping your circumstances. The power to transform is within you, and you are not at the mercy of external forces. You are an active participant in the creation of your own life, and when you begin this process, you begin to step into your true power. Isn't it time to begin taking your power back? And finally, let's understand that personal growth and transformation is an ongoing journey, not a destination, and that this technique is not a quick fix, but a tool for lifelong evolution, and that, as you consistently apply this practice, you will continue to evolve, not just changing your external circumstances, but fundamentally changing who you are internally. The results will continue to deepen as you keep working with this technique. This is not about achieving specific goals, but about becoming the best version of yourself. This is a continuous process of growth, and the nightly ritual is simply a tool for that ongoing evolution. And the more you show up to the practice, the more you will grow. And every single night is an opportunity to grow. So, are you ready to commit to this journey? And now, let's return to the core concept of trust, which is vital in this process, and the active practice of letting go after you have set your intention, because it is with non-attachment that you allow the subconscious to work unhindered. After you set the intention and make the emotional connection, it is time to trust that your subconscious will do its work, and that letting go is not a sign of defeat, but an active declaration of faith in the process. And it's like the seed that we've talked about, because once the seed is planted, we do not constantly dig it up to check on its progress, because it must be allowed to grow naturally. By letting go, you're allowing the subconscious to work in its own time without your interference, which allows the law of attraction to do its work. And this is an essential part of the process. So are you ready to release your expectations? Now, let's also underscore the importance of consistency over intensity, that it's not about doing it perfectly every time, but showing up to the practice each and every night. And as you do, you will see that the power of the practice is amplified, and your transformation will be deeper. This consistency will create a positive feedback loop that will encourage long-term transformation, which is not a sprint, but a marathon, where the cumulative effect of consistent action over time is far more powerful than short bursts of intense effort. Think of it like saving a small amount of money each month versus a single large payment, and how the small payments will compound over time, bringing a far greater return. It is consistency that brings true and lasting change, not intense, sporadic effort. What will you choose? Sporadic effort or consistent action? And now, let's also emphasize the need to release the need for control of the specific outcome, because your power truly lies in your ability to align yourself with your desired state, and to trust that the specific details will unfold naturally. It is not about forcing things to happen, but becoming a vibrational match for what you desire. And when you cling to a specific outcome, you create resistance. The details are not as important as the feeling, and by letting go of the need to control them, you allow life to flow naturally, creating more ease and less resistance, and allowing the subconscious to work its magic. It is this trust that allows the process to work in the best possible way. Are you ready to let go of the need to control every single detail? And finally, let's answer the question that brought us here about what happens when we die, and we can say that this technique has provided a way of exploring that state, not through physical death, but by engaging the state akin to sleep with conscious intention. And the purpose of this exploration is not just to understand the afterlife, but to transform your present life and to live it more fully. And by engaging with the metaphorical death through this practice, you also begin to release your fear of literal death, as you understand that it is not something to be feared, but a profound transition. So we've come full circle, resolving the initial mystery and tying it into the techniques of conscious transformation. We've looked at death so that we may better live. And now let's consider a new question. And what if you began to explore the power of intention not just at night, but throughout your waking hours? What if you began to apply this intention-setting process to your relationships, your career, and all other areas of your life? And how deep into your subconscious can you go? This is not the destination, but the beginning of a journey with new layers of understanding waiting to be uncovered. And the more you engage with this process, the more potential you will unlock. So what will you choose to explore? And now, let's consider how you can integrate the principles of intention, visualization, emotion, gratitude, and letting go into your daily life. Because the nightly practice is just the beginning, and these principles can be applied to every aspect of your day, creating a consistent flow of positive change. So take a moment to visualize your desired outcome before a meeting, or express gratitude before you eat a meal, or take a moment to feel the feeling of abundance before making a purchase. And this is not just a nighttime ritual, but a framework that you can apply to your entire life as you begin to live intentionally and not just wait for things to happen. And it is this constant integration that will amplify your growth. And now, I'd like to invite you to share your experiences and insights in the comments section so that we can all learn and grow together and create a community, because you are not alone in this journey, and your experience can inspire others to take the leap too. Share your progress, your intentions, and your questions so that we can all learn together and grow together. It's when we come together that we realize we are not alone, and that together we are stronger. And finally, let me urge you to commit to this nightly practice and begin your own journey of self-discovery. Start with the nightly practice, commit to the 21 nights, and share your journey in the comments, because your transformation begins now. And in future videos, we'll continue to explore the principles and techniques that we have discussed here. We have so much more to explore together, and I can't wait to share it with you. So, start your journey tonight.